And what's up, Facebook and YouTube? As usual, once you get on, let me know, please. Facebook and YouTube. In the meantime, I'm going to be sharing this around so we can have more people to the party. So you'll forgive me while I'm slightly quiet, as this requires a lot of concentration pasting. I'm kidding, of course, but there's nobody on yet. So, well, now Craig is on, so I regret calling you nobody. What's up, Craig? Always a pleasure. Hope you're doing well. And if you're not, I hope you'll be doing well soon. Gary says, hello, Chris. Hey, Gary, good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing well as well. Is it good? Well, which is appropriate? Tom says, hey, Chris. Hey, Tom, good to see you. SIMO says, hey, Chris. Hey, SIMO, welcome back. You're becoming quite a regular around these parts. We appreciate that. Instagram is messing up today. We're just going to bag Instagram for the day. See my thing there? Be hoping for a good turnout today. We had a great session yesterday. We just got back from outside and it's really hot out. I think it's like 85 right now. At least that's what my car thermometer said. So today we're going to talk about something that Georgia and I did on our Legiit services yesterday that we know from past experience is really going to improve our business, and it doesn't make a lot more work for us, which, you know, is always good. But we're going to hold off until we get a few more folks on until we get into that, but figured I would tease it a little bit. Craig says 51 here. Wish it were 80s here. Laugh out loud. Yeah, I mean, it is nice, but I know it's only like the beginning. A couple months from now, it'll be like 112 with the heat index. '50s isn't too bad. Well, I guess for May, that's pretty cold. Just sharing this around the world. And I little Puff Daddy reference there, or P. Diddy, or whatever he was called at the time. I wish I could just do that. Just decide that my name is something else, and people would just go with it. SIMO says it's about 40 degrees Celsius here. I'm not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but I think that's hot, if I'm not mistaken. So while we're getting things shared around, and before we get into today's topic, if anybody has anything else they'd like to talk about, discuss, or anything of that nature, bang on. SIMO says very hot. That's what I thought. As an American, I don't know Celsius very well, but I'm pretty sure yeah, I was pretty sure that was hot. Craig says Snoop Lion. Yeah, I remember that phase. I think he's just Snoop now, but I could be wrong. Randy says, hey, yo. What's up, Randy? I listened to your podcast last night for good stuff. Phasian says, which software do you use to display comments on the screen? I'm using a software called StreamYard, which I will link to in just a few moments. It's really, really cool. Craig says that's 104 Fahrenheit. Whew, that's rough. Let me just type that in for you. There you go, Faison. That's the software I use. It's really powerful. It lets you stream to YouTube and Facebook at once, and you can stream to a bunch of locations within those as well. But you have to pay for more to do that. But it's a really great tool. I really like it a lot. There's like none of the others I've tried work even comparably to it, and it's still, I think, still technically in beta. Randy says, "Thanks, man." Charlene said, hey there, I made it, taking a much needed break from writing. Good, good. I think with creative things like that in particular, it's important to rest your brain from time to time to make sure that you have the best output of work. Because that's what your clients deserve. That's what you deserve to give the world too, in my opinion. Not you specifically, but anybody. Faison says, Chris, I have a profile on Legiit over a year now, but no orders yet. You're still working on Yes, we are still working on promoting Legiit. And if you'd like, you can share your profile and I'll be happy to look it over and see how we can help get you some sales. So just drop your link in the chat and I'll be happy to look at it and see what we can do, see if we can figure out what's going on. Although I've never seen your name before, so that's probably part of it. But yeah, drop your link in the chat and we'll see if you can do it. But of course, we're promoting it. Like it's like our main business and people are crushing it. Charlene, who just commented, has gotten her first few sales. Randy does well. Lots of folks are doing it well. So let us look it over. But yes, of course, we're still promoting it. So just, drop your service and we'll look it over. Best service to offer for a beginner on, I assume that means Legiit. It doesn't matter. It's just whatever you know how to do, or whatever it is you want to do or whatever. But yeah, it doesn't matter. There's no way. I mean, it doesn't. I mean, this being on the marketplace doesn't matter as far as what your experience is or not. It's just a matter of how good you are at whatever it is that you offer and how good you are at getting people to buy it. So. Thanks for sharing the link. Yes, I follow you, but commented first time. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I'm glad you are engaging with us. We love the community and the interaction. So I'll be happy to help you out, man. Just drop your link and we'll go over it live and we'll get you some tips and maybe we'll get you a couple sales. We have some people that have been showing up to these live streams that's how they got their first sale, What are the tips to get more clients from USA and Europe? LinkedIn ads. I never had much success with LinkedIn ads. It may just be that I don't understand them and I haven't put in the work to learn them, but I don't know, for getting clients, you got to pick a method that you do like, whether it's LinkedIn ads or Facebook ads or email, phone calls, content. Well, I guess not in person if you don't live there or, plus the way it is right now. So that's not it, but you just got to pick a method and stick to it and just keep hammering away at it every day. Every day that every person you contact that is a no is one step closer to a yes. So just keep working on outreach, whether it's email, whether it's whether it's calls, whether it's in person, again, not in person if it's not where you live, but whether it's, content marketing, whatever it is that you feel like you can do. There's no real secret. It's just, if I could give one other tip, it would be learn how to sell. And that's regardless of location at all. Just get good at sales and honestly, everything else in your business will be solved if you can sell and market. I'll drop you a blog post here in a second that I think will help a little bit too. It's got about 5 more places I need to share to though. Looks like turnout's going to be a little light today, which is a good thing because that means people are busy. Charlene says, for paid ads, it depends on the service you're offering. The only people I'm aware of who are using LinkedIn ads effectively are corporations. Yeah, their ads are so subtle that I don't know how they could possibly work anyway. Like when I'm on LinkedIn, I barely see them. LinkedIn's a dumpster fire in general that I try to avoid because it's so spammy now. Not to say that it can't work, and I do know people that make it work, but as a channel, it's not one of my preferred ones. So I hope that helped a little bit, Faizan. I know the answer was a little vague. Like I say, after 3 more pages, I'll get you a blog post that'll help as well. And I'll be happy to look at your Legiit service if you share the link with me. That's the last time I'm going to bring that up, though. All right, I am done sharing. So let me get that blog post for Faizan. Not tomorrow, but Thursday, I'm going to have a guest on. I'm going to have my friend Iman Shafi, who we're just going to talk about business and stuff. He's a good kid. I say kid, he's like 23. Sounds good, Faizan. And here's a link to a blog post that might help with getting clients as well. And that's obviously for anybody. All right, guys, we are done sharing. So if you have any questions or anything you'd like to talk about, for fuck's sake, this is the time. Looks like turnout's going to be a little light, so we'll get into today's topic pretty soon. And I just cannot crack the code on when people will show up and when they won't. SIMO says, where is Jim? We miss him. What? I'm not good enough for you? That hurts. Thought we were cool. I'm just kidding, buddy. I don't know. I talked to him about a half hour ago or something. I don't know what he's up to. I'm sure he's busy though. Excuse me one moment. What did I miss about 4Xing your freelance profits overnight? No, nothing yet. I haven't gotten into it yet. SIMO says, haha, no, not like that. I told Jim that you only like him, SIMO, and not me. So he said he'll be here in about 5 minutes. So you asked, and I answered, even if it did hurt my feelings a little bit. I'm a little sad right now. I'm probably going to go cry later. Charlene, we'll get into that in just a couple minutes. Just making sure I didn't miss any questions because I don't like to leave anyone out. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and get a tab ready for today's discussion. SIMO says, haha, just thought you held the stream together. Now, Jim and I do one, excuse me, together about once a week. That's really nice. I'm going to read that out loud. A friend of mine just texted me and says, I've been checking out all the content you have been putting out. The avatar in question on the screen looks awesome. I hope you're doing well. Michael, if you're watching, I hope you're doing well too. Thank you very much. And I am doing well. Thank you. That's very nice though. Yeah, now Jim and I do one about once a week. The rest are just me flying solo. Although on Thursday, I'm going to have my friend Iman on as well. So, and in just a second, we will be ready to rock. You know what? Let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk about adding value to your services. So let's hop on over here to Legiit. Let me close some of these windows I don't need open. All right, enough of that. So, see, I still went over here to go to selling because it's such a habit, but we have changed around our menu today, and I think it's going to be much more intuitive for people. But what we did, so the trick to getting more out of the same thing is to leverage upsells or add-ons or extras or whatever you want to call them. And I know that sounds self-explanatory, but there's really a lot you can do. So let me find a good example to start off with. Okay, so this is a really good selling service of mine, niche edits. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. That should be good. And then what you can do, now obviously adding extras is not groundbreaking stuff, but that's almost too zoomed in. Let me go over to pricing. But what you can do is take other, let me zoom out some now. Sorry, guys. So is take things that you already sell and just add them as extras. So for example, let me go over to my profile. You can see one of the things I sell is PBN links for 15 bucks. Well, I just added that as an extra to this. I added it 5, I added 10, I added another thing that I sell, another thing that I sell, another thing that I sell, another thing that I sell. And for whatever reason, people are more likely to go ahead and click one of these as an extra and just add it on to their current order than they are to go order the things separately. Now, there's other things you can do as far as extras go that can really enhance what you do already, but without having to add anything new. So already today, we've seen about 3 or 4x profit. And we did this on other marketplaces. We just haven't gotten around to doing it here yet for whatever reason, because it's a lot of work, but it's just to add things that you already offer as extras on it. And then also make sure that you add packages. Even if you don't have anything that makes sense as a package, just do a 5x and a 10x. You'll be shocked how many people just add that. And that right there, automatic, is an automatic at least 5% increase or 5x increase. But let me show you another example. And this doesn't just apply to freelancing. If you own an agency, what you can do is just add like little value added services. Suppose you have like a $500 a month SEO client. You can add web management on for another 125 bucks a month. And you just handle their backups and things like that. And it's very little work for you, but you add a lot more value to your client and you add more revenue to your business for not doing much more work. Where is the one I'm looking for? Come on. There it is. No, that's not it. Where the hell is it? All right, let's do it this way. I know I've overlooked it like 3 times, and somebody watching this is probably going, it's right there. But if we look at the extras on this, it's just, so there's different things that you can do. More of the same, more of the same, more of the same. You can add another service that you do. You can add multiples of another service that you can do. You can add extra expedited delivery, assuming that you can actually do it faster. Some of them we don't have this on, because we literally can't do it any faster than we're already offering it. But when you can, you just go ahead and stick that on there, and you'll end up getting much more. I mean, that's money for nothing, basically. It's just to move them to the front of the line, and it's extra cash. You know, that's a $10 service or a $15 service. Adding another $10 on it is just pure profit. And these sound like little things, but already today, my average order value is up like 40%. And I know that's just one day sample, but I've done this in the past, and it makes a big difference. And like, you can do this in any business too. Like if you like McDonald's, you know, they upsell into, you know, a value meal or an apple pie or fries or whatever. So I know this is probably not groundbreaking stuff for some of you, but I bet you've never thought, at least many of you have never thought to just add your other services on as an extra. For whatever reason, people will go ahead and tack those on, whether it's suggestive sell or whatever, but then they're more likely to do that than they will to go order one separately, even though we can put things in a cart together that no other marketplace offers, by the way. But it's just such an easy way to do it. And this is what I was talking about with packages. There's not an obvious package for this particular service, but I have the basic one, and then I just have 5 sets, and I have 10 sets. For whatever reason, again, people are more likely to buy this at 5 than they are to add this to their cart and add a quantity of 5. So go through and look at your services and figure out how many you can add to how many of your existing services you can add as extras to other services that you offer. Let's look at some more examples, because there's not a lot of folks on right now. So, and I don't know why. I thought for sure we'd have a good turnout today. Let's look at PBN links, for example. For the extras, we add social signals. We add social signals to multiples. We add a guest post. We add niche edit. We add embeds. We add faster delivery. We add SendWire. And these are all things that I offer separately, but I'm also offering them together as extras on this. And we've already had people do this one. We've already had people do this one. And it just adds money for literally stuff that you already do. And for whatever reason, it sells so much more that way. So go through and add all your services, or at least most of your services, as extras to your other services. And you'll be stunned by the amount of extra profit you make for doing almost nothing else. So you really, really can, like 4 or 5 extra business doing just this. So, and that, again, I'm showing this in freelancing as an example, but you can do this in any business, whether it's an agency and you can add like an extra value service, or if you own a restaurant, just almost any transactional based business, you can add things on and just really, really increase your business, you know? So that's great. So that was kind of what I wanted to talk about today. We'll see if there's any questions on that or on anything else. Charlene says, oh my, the classic, do you want fries with that upsell? Nice. Yeah, exactly that. Like McDonald's already sells fries, so why not convince people to add that to their burger, you know? It makes all the sense in the world, and it doesn't cost you anything that you haven't already spent. So if anybody has any questions on that or anything else, let me know. Or we may end up having a quick one today. Who knows? So only a few people on. I don't know what's going on. People must be getting spring fever. Or maybe nobody likes me anymore. No, that can't be it. All right, we've been here for 24 minutes. If business doesn't pick up soon, we will go ahead and call it a day at 30 minutes. If not, we will keep going. Charlene says, are you willing to brainstorm how to add extras to a service such as mine? I write emails, others write blog posts, others write articles for ebooks. Are those things that you can do? Like, I know you write email, and I don't want to downplay what the skill required in that, but can't you write other things, or can you write longer sequences? That might be a thing that you can do. Or do you know how to set up like the automation in like ActiveCampaign or whatever? You might be able to offer that. What else? I don't know it well enough to come up with many suggestions, but that's things that I would do is more of the same. So whatever you offer, more of the same is always good. Setting it up for people is good. Variations, like you said, blog posts, ebooks, or whatever, you can do that. I would think that sales copy would work. I would think that that it can't be that much different, right? Like writing landing page sales copy than email sales copy. Maybe I'm wrong, I don't know, but those are just some off the top of my head. I'll keep thinking about it, but like longer sequences, I think could be a thing. Drawing out the automation, if you have any skill at that, or even setting it up in ActiveCampaign, I bet people would pay a pretty penny for that. I know that we pay our email guy at Legiit a lot. So those are just some ideas off the top of the dome. Randy says, are those add-ons that you listed, can you only do that as a Premier sale? No, those are just regular extras. Let me bring that back up. No, anybody can do this. So, yeah. Now, anybody can add any extra, just add whatever. Add as many as you possibly can. So that's not a premium seller at all. Don't you think adding these extras will affect services that you already have? How so? I'm not sure I follow the question. How would it affect them? Charlene, can you play on the number of words? Yeah, that's a good point too. Longer email, although that may not necessarily be a good thing. I don't know enough about copy, but. Randy says, can you run through the Premier? He means premium service and value. Sure. Where is it? Selling analytics, that just kind of shows you how many clicks, how many views, and how many adds to cart that each service gets. You have volume discounts. So suppose that you want to, and I'll show you an example of mine. Volume discount is you get, if you buy 3, you get a discount, for example. What's one? See how it says buy 3 and get a 5% discount. On most of mine, I have a 10%. On this one, the costs are kind of high, so I can't really do that, but that helps a lot. And then there's combo. I'm going to have to log out to show you how that works. But basically, what you can do for combo is say you want to sell this one, and this one together as like a package, and then you can give a discount, like a 5% discount on all of it if they buy them all together. That's what bundled services or combo discounts are. You got sub-user accounts. So if you have a VA or something like that that you want to let in your account to help you with things, that's another feature. Recurring services. So I have a few monthly services such as this one, and where is it? This one, that are exactly what it describes. I think that pretty much goes without saying. Basically, you can sign people up to pay monthly. Canned replies. So if you use the same message over and over again, you can save it to your account. There is the blue check mark that comes next to your level there. That really makes a big psychological difference to people, and you'll get this banner here on your site. And then also we have a $35 advertising rebate right now. So if you sign up to be a premium seller, and then you spend $35, or you spend any money you want on up to $35 on advertising, we will add $35 back to your Legiit account. So basically you get to free roll some advertising. And by advertising, I mean promoted services. So this, for example, you get up to $35 to use in here. So those are the main things. We have a couple more things that are about to roll out as well. So the bundles and the volume discounts and the recurring services alone more than pay them for themselves. So if you sell one $27 a month recurring service, you automatically break even, you know? So I think it's a steal at, what's the expression? A steal at twice the price. But your mileage may vary. Charlene says, that was helpful. Yes, I can and do write many other things, but don't want to offer them in a marketplace because I have clients, but offering more to the sequence makes sense. Thanks. Oh, yeah, that's cool. I have some sequences that are 7 or 10 days long. So, and I think yours is 5. So yeah, stuff like that can do it. I don't totally get why it matters if you have clients and versus a marketplace, but obviously I'm sure that there's a perfectly good reason for that. So yeah, I think that's a great way to do it. Jim says, I'm here. We can start the party now. Okay, guys, it's been great. I'll see you again tomorrow. Thanks for, I'm just playing. Welcome aboard, Jim. Always a pleasure. It's been several minutes since I spoke to you. SIMO doesn't like me, and he just wanted to see you. So I take that personally. Nobody likes me. You don't allow me to limit the number of orders I can accept. Yeah, that's true. I mean, if you get more than it's not ideal, but you can always just cancel it if you can't bring it on right then too. But Jim will get that added very, very soon. It's a good problem that you have, though, too much business. So Jim, you missed out on a great discussion on adding extras and upsells to your service, where I showed that you can add the things that you already sell as well as expedited delivery. Maybe if you have any additional thoughts on that, because you often think of different aspects of something like that I did not. A little light on the turnout today. Guess it's just one of those things. Jim says, working on it, Charlene. Of course, as soon as we do and we post it and we're like, hey, here's this great new thing we launched, the response will be completely ignore it from some people and just ask for another thing. But that doesn't make me bitter at all. It just means that people want lots of cool stuff. It probably sounded a little bit bitter, but it wasn't meant to. All right, guys, I'm running out of things to babble about. So what else can we get into today? Or is that all we have? Let's see if I can't summon viewers. Timo says, I like both of you guys. Come on. Yeah, I know. I'm just giving you a hard time. Kieran asks, are you going live today? I am live right now, Kieran. Charlene says, thanks. Dislike canceling orders. Also dislike feeling rushed to pump out more than I can handle in the declared delivery time. Yeah, I get that. You're doing it the right way, but we're working on it. Jim says, people like options and they like getting a value. Always take advantage of 3 pricing options, even if you don't really have any. Yeah, I explained that too. The way I explained it was that even if you don't have like another thing, that like if that particular service doesn't lend itself to packages, like the 3 packages or whatever, just do a multiple. So do a 5X and a 10X. I always call mine Delta, Gamma, and Omega because I think that's cool. Randy says arbitrage. Not sure what you mean. I mean, I know what arbitrage is, but I'm not sure exactly what you're referencing. SIMO says the menu thing is great, by the way. Awesome. I'm glad you like it. In fact, I'm a little shocked at how positive the reaction to that has been. Like, I knew it was a nice change, but we've really gotten some really great feedback on that. And I'm surprised. I'm not going to lie. Like, I didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it's one of the better received things that we've gotten. Got Veronica. Hello, Veronica. And Benji on. Hey, Benji. Jim says, Charlene Burke, what do you think? Do you want to allow people to add it to a waiting list to start their order once you have an opening? You didn't ask me, but I think that's a good idea. Because it just is. I don't really have anything more profound to add to that. I think it's a good idea. Expert Web Design, who I believe is Kieran, says, hey, glad you saw my reply there. I wonder why I didn't notify more people today. I shared it all around the world, and Charlene says, that's a great idea. That way I don't lose the opportunity. Perfect. SIMO says, I didn't have a problem with the previous design, but the menu is more practical, I think. I agree, but the main motivator we had behind it, let me bring it up again because it's easier to show, and plus, you know, it's good for business for the site to be on the screen, is that for whatever reason, when we had buying and selling here, a lot of folks just didn't realize that they were a menu. And we would get like support tickets that said, I can't find my orders anywhere. And like people would swear up and down that their orders were gone. And it happened, not a lot, but I always figure that for every complaint you get about something, there's 5 people with that same problem that have just never spoken up. And I pulled that number completely out of my neck, but I think that that's true. And we get at least a couple a week that they couldn't find their orders, both freelancers and customers. So we decided that we needed to do something. And what Jim, and with his usual talents, did was come up with putting everything under one menu. And instead of having the name on there, just changing it to menu and opening everything in one place. So now everything is under one hood. So you can find everything you need all together. And it extended the length of the search bar, which I guess isn't super important, but I think it's a good thing as well. But I don't know. I think it looks kind of sexy too, having the whole menu under one place like that. So that's my take on that. Randy, what were we talking about with arbitrage, buddy? If you're asking, should you do it or whatever, I'd like to talk about it more, but I wasn't sure what point you were making, you know? We are almost 40 minutes in. Man, these things fly. Really don't get why the turnout was so low today. All right, guys, what else can we talk about? If not, we'll wrap it up at 45 minutes. Like I said, on Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern, today is Tuesday, and it's almost 3 p.m. Eastern, just to give you perspective. I'm having Iman on because, well, he's always interesting, and he's been a popular guest in the past. And yeah, so look forward to that. I said that on the post letting people know that we were going live today, that there'd be tea and biscuits. And this guy, Luke, asked, are there going to be some falcon, fish, and chips, mate? Asking for my mate. Jim says, just another example of how much we value the feedback of the community. Absolutely. Randy says it was just throwing out a topic. Yeah, like arbitrage, I used to do that. I'm not so fond of it anymore because people pick bad things to arbitrage a lot of the time. So I'm not a big fan of that anymore. Amro says displaying orders in queue for services would be a great feature, I think. Yeah, I agree. I think that would help people. I think that would help people make a decision on whether that was the right seller for them at the moment. Having said that, I can keep up with literally hundreds and hundreds of orders at once, and I think it would be detrimental to me. But that's probably the exception because not everybody has a machine like Georgia handling their orders. By the way, I uploaded my interview with him to YouTube earlier, so definitely check that out. To explore how to do it, what makes sense, where to find services, that kind of thing. I really don't do that anymore. I'm not saying that it can't be done, but I think you need to partner with someone and make a deal with them as opposed to just finding. I used to advise people to just find services on other platforms and mark them up. I don't really find that that's a great way to go anymore. That's just my take on it. Other people's mileage may vary, but I don't really like that as much as I used to. Are you talking about AdSense arbitrage? No, he's talking about taking one person's service and marketing it yourself with at a markup, which there's nothing wrong with, don't get me wrong. But I find that most of the people that have been doing that haven't been choosing wisely. So it's just, I don't advise it unless you partner with someone. Charlene says, Jim, waiting list where they place the order like new and it shows up as next to my profile and I have to activate it with a simple click that also notifies the customer that the order is activated. This would allow me to ask for more information if needed. Yeah, I think there's some problems with that because it would piss people off if they didn't realize it, but I think there's something there. Randy says Iman is great. Yeah, he always brings a lot of value to when he shows up. I've known him since he was like 19, so he's kind of like a little brother to me, a much less attractive little brother, much like my actual little brother. Jim says, might be because I wasn't on for the first half, just a theory. Man, somebody's got an ego today. Alexis says, hi, Chris. Hello, Alexis. Charlene says, I would prefer to have trusted referral partners. Yeah, I think that's probably the way to go. And that's partly on me. I used to teach to do arbitrage other people's services. I don't really like that anymore, though. Again, without speaking to the person in general, you know. All right, 45 minutes in. Well, 43 minutes. Alexis says on the attached files tab, every time I say your name, my Amazon Alexa triggers. If we could see the names of the files we upload, that would be very helpful because it just gets confusing when you have multiple files uploaded. That's not a bad idea. I've seen that happen before as well. I'm going to save that one as a matter of fact. Charlene says, I can't control the output of someone else's services. With arbitrage, I'm in the middle. Like, yeah, I mean, that's definitely a problem. I've had success. I don't do it anymore because now I have an in-house team, but I've had success doing it in the past. I'm not going to lie, but it seems that the people that have been doing it a lot, with some exceptions, but the people that have been doing it have been picking just any old service and not properly vetting the person that resells it, you know? Oladejo says, hello, house. Hello, Oladejo. And if I pronounce that wrong, and that applies to anybody, if I pronounce your name wrong, I do apologize. It's a huge pet peeve of mine, so I try to get it right. Alexis says, should I change my name to Alex? No, that's fine. I think it's kind of funny, to be honest. SIMO says, is it okay to ask your customers to recommend you to others? Sure. Doesn't mean that they will, but yeah, absolutely. Like something like if you're happy with the work I did and you happen to know anybody else that needs blank, whatever it is you do graphics. If anybody else needs graphics, if you could send them my way, I'd give you, you can use your affiliate link to send them my way and make some money for yourself. That's actually a good idea. I might have to test that out. But like, yeah, if you know anybody else that needs some Photoshop editing done, here, use your affiliate link and send them my way. I'd appreciate it. Something like that, I think, would probably do well. Just make sure that you don't come off as thirsty. You don't want to be begging for work, but just say it in a grateful manner and use the aspect of affiliate, because that way there's something in it for them too. That's a great idea. Actually, I may try that. I'm kind of pissed that I never thought of it before now, to be perfectly honest. Jim says, Alexis, literally testing in dev this morning. Well, there you go. I didn't even know that. See, I'm learning things about my own platform on these. Alexis says, thank you, Jim. You guys rock. I mean, let's be honest. I'm the one that rocks, and Jim is just along for the ride, but I appreciate you being considerate of him. Amir says, hello, Chris. Good to see you again. Hey, Amir. Good to see you as well, buddy. Thanks for showing up.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but Alexa just told me that she's not sure. All right, I'm going to get a little drink here while we wait for the questions to reload or the comments, discussion topics. I don't know why I'm uncomfortable always saying just one thing. Today has been a good day. Alexa, say Chris is cool too. Oh, come on.
Sorry, I don't know that one.
Well, that's just plain rude. You know what you can do, and this works with any of them. Alexa, who's the man?
You are.
There you go. Karen says, I've been meaning to ask, can we use a Legiit affiliate link in the Legiit group and as Superstar SEO group? Absolutely. I mean, don't go, here's my affiliate link, click this. But if somebody asks for a suggestion or you're recommending something to someone that has asked or whatever, definitely use your affiliate link. Get paid. That's the whole point of the affiliate program, is to make you money without having to actually do any work. Alexis, no, I already read that one. Jim says, Alexa knows what's up. Just to show you how often I've done that, some days it will say, you the man, and other days it'll say, you are. And no, I'm not ashamed of knowing that, even a little bit. Jim says, also testing some cool new features for premium level users for affiliate. Should be going live soon. Oh, thank goodness. I think I know what that one is. And that will make me very, very happy. And it'll make some other folks very, very happy as well. And that's kind of what we are. We're happiness merchants. That's kind of cool, actually. We are the happiness merchants. Our product is your happiness. I often like to brag that Legiit is a very successful business that doesn't sell any products or services. So maybe that's what it should be. We sell happiness. Although that could be interpreted wrong, couldn't it? Somebody with a dirty mind could take that the wrong way. All right, we are 49 and a half minutes in. Jim says you are correct in your assumption. Expert web design, or Kieran says, I've always been told to keep NAP information consistent. Now I got a big company telling me there's no proof of that. Does Google actually give an official answer on this? I found loads of information on this, but nothing officially from Google. My answer to that would be, what reason would there be not to do it? There's no advantage not to keep it as close to the same as possible. Symmetry is beauty in the mind. So keeping them the same, whether it has an effect or not, which it does, by the way, but whether it has an effect or not, I think is the right thing to do. As for Google official, I wouldn't, even if they did officially say something, I wouldn't believe them. If you ask them, the way to do search engine optimization is to just keep putting out great content. And eventually people will just somehow magically link to your site, and that'll increase your ranking. So as far as official Google answers go, I never listen to those guys anyway. Excuse me. That's my take on it. Your mileage may vary. Let me ask you, does that expression work in other countries where they don't use mileage, they use kilometers? Your kilometerage may vary. Is that a thing? That's the kind of stuff that goes through my mind. All right, guys, we got about 8 minutes left. Time flies, man. Even though it was not a great turnout today, just these things zip by anymore. So I'm glad I started doing this. Overall, I've been pretty consistent with it too. I have taken off a day here and there, but I think we've been pretty good over the last month or so, putting out one of these almost every day. I don't usually drink soda, but for whatever reason, I decided to grab a Coke Zero today. It tastes like flat Coke. All right, guys, we're running out of stuff to ramble about, so we may wrap it up in the next minute or two. But tomorrow, I don't know what time or what topic we'll talk about, but there will be something. Probably around 2 or 3 Eastern, but you never know. And then on Thursday, I'm going to have Iman Shefi on. And that'll be kind of like an episode of the Profit Academy podcast. And I'll do like a full-on interview with him. And then Friday, I don't know that we have an official plan yet. So that's kind of what's lined up for the rest of the week. Make sure I didn't miss any questions anywhere else. No. Sometimes people comment on one of the other posts or something, so they don't like to miss anybody. Sounds like my office neighbor is back after not having been here last week. She's a therapist, and let's just say sometimes I can overhear some fairly interesting conversations. And guys, the questions are really dying down, but I'd love to prove them wrong, but I couldn't see anything from Google. I mean, even if you did, I wouldn't count Google as a trusted source because they have a vested interest in not revealing that information, So I don't know. I don't know who. They own a big paid directory. I missed this one. Paid directory in the UK, and they have removed the directory owner's phone number and replaced it with their numbers and divert the calls. Well, that sounds shady as all get out. And who are they to even do that? That would piss me off. I don't know who that is, but unless you need them, I would tell them to cover themselves. They are just doing what's best for them and not listening to their customer. I would not tolerate that. Yeah, you're probably not going to find anything from Google on that, unfortunately. And I think I'm going to go ahead and call it a day because I am really stretching for things to talk about here. So I'll give it another 20 seconds because I'm very not klepto, that's stealing. I'm very compulsive about things being on numbers. Check a trade. Never heard of them. All right, guys, I think that's a wrap for today. As usual, thanks for showing up. It was a great session. Flew by. Lots of great discussion, great questions. If you are selling on Legiit, go back and watch it and figure out ways to for extra services just by adding other extras and stuff. And, that's kind of it. There's a lot of opportunity here for the gentleman that was asking me about not having made any sales on Legiit. Show up tomorrow and I'll be happy to take a look at your service for you. And we'll do it live so it'll benefit other folks as well. So, and as usual, figure out what you want out of life and go out and get it because you owe it to yourself and you owe it to the world. Take care, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.